video I'm going to teach you how to put side elastic on your skirts. Like you want to have elastic on the two sides of your skirts and you just want to have your straight normal band on the center, front, center, back and all of that. Keep watching this video. This is mostly used for 6-piece skirts, all these madam skirts. Sometimes you use it for joggers and all of that. Sides only kind of elastic. So you want to learn how to do that, keep watching this video. Then if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to this channel. My name is EREX. I'm the creative director of EREX Academy of Fashion and the writer of pattern making for the shapely African woman. The very first thing that you have to do is that you have to attach the band itself. I attach it from the inside and attach it outwards. So as of this stage, since you already know how to make a 6-piece skirt, you should already know how to make a band. So I've attached the band. So from the center back of the skirt, I had to mark about 4 inches, 4.5 or thereabout. If you're working on a 6-piece skirt, just make the line to align with that your the center back piece joining line. So for this one now I had to do 4.5 for the front. For the front I measured from the center front to the other side 4.5. so I had to unpin it because I initially pinned it, so I had to unpin it so that I can also measure for the back. So the elastic is a side elastic. It runs from the side piece of the front to the side piece of the back, leaving the center piece of the back with no elastic and the center piece of the front with no elastic. So I'm using the local method. So what I have to do is to place the elastic. After placing the elastic, I drag the elastic and then I dragged it to the other side where it's meant to get to. Then I cut the elastic. So after cutting it, I used it as a template to cut the other one for the other side, so that I don't go to the other side and start dragging another one and possibly not getting the results that I want. So I'm just going to take it this way and stitch it. I'll still give you another method of doing it. I'll still make another video on the updated method of doing it, where you just have to use a safety pin to insert it and you won't have to go through all this. So but for now, just hold on to this one and enjoy. This is just one of the methods. So I'm going to pin one side of it, the one to the center of the front side of the front, then the one to the side of the back. So you can see that this line now is aligning with the center back line, the line joining to the center back zip area of the back. So you make sure you don't push it down so that you don't kill the elastic effect. You have to just place your elastic a little below the center fold line. So you run your stitches, you back stitch, then you take it off and you cut off your threads. So you also run your stitches on this other side and back stitch. So if you're new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. You can get a copy of my book, Pattern Making for the Shapely African Woman. You can order an ebook in Nigeria, or you can get a hard copy or ebook on Amazon if you're not in Nigeria. You can also order the hard copy in Nigeria though. So you top stitch. So you're going to repeat exactly what we have done to the other side piece. So for clarity, I'm also going to do it to the other side piece on this video. I would have cut it out, but then I just need you to learn and perfect how it is being done without skipping anything. So by the time you stretch it out, you can see that it is stretchy. So we're going to go over to the other side with the other template of the elastic that we already cut. So you can see my markings. This is for the center. So this is the center. So this whole area there is okay, so this is for the other side, sorry. So you run your stitch. Make sure you don't push the elastic inside the lower part of the band, so that by the time you're top stitching the band, you don't kill the elastic effect. So you pin it and run your stitches. So you can register for any of my online course. Click on the link in the description box to get details about my online courses. My name is EREX. I'm the creative director of EREX Academy of Fashion, a fashion outfit based in ENUGU, southeastern Nigeria. I'm always a fan of running my stitches and back stitching it over and over, because it requires a lot of pressure and you might eventually end up the stitches might get undone over time if you don't stitch it very well. So when we are done, we cut off all our threads because we want our work to be very, very neat. So remember what I said, the first thing that you have to do is to attach your skirt band inside out. I don't attach from the outside to the inside, because after attaching, if you attach from the outside to the inside, your top stitch might not be as neat as it should be. So I usually attach from the inside first, then for the outside, before I attach the one for the outside, I have to insert the elastic. So this is your if you notice, I attached gum stay to my band. I ironed it neatly. It's very important that you iron. So now we're about to top stitch, so you go ahead and pin it very well. Like, a pin is a very essential tool in making the skirt. You have to pin it all the way down across. You have to do it very carefully, and that is how you get the result that you actually want. So I realized I didn't show you how I flipped the other end to stitch. So before you actually start pinning to block off your band, that's to finish off your band, you flip the band to the other side and stitch it to the end of the skirt, then flip it to the right side. Of course, you always have to cut off the excess to avoid having a bulk at that particular end. So I have to tuck in with the scissors to have my pointy edge. Then I'll also do the same to the other side before I start pinning and top stitching. So most times I use a sharp object to push it in so that I'll be able to pin very, very well. So if you're new to this channel, please do like this video and subscribe to my channel. You can share so that your friends can also learn. My name is Eberechi Igwe Obona. I'm the writer of the book Pattern Making for the Shapely African Woman and Advanced Pattern Mastery for the African Woman. So this phase takes quite a while, so you just go ahead, tuck in gradually, bit by bit and bit by bit, then you pin it in a very detailed manner. You keep pinning it. Okay, so you also make sure that these edges are equal. You don't want to have one side of the band looking longer than the other side of the band. So this part where I have to pin the elastic is a very delicate part, so just watch what I'll do. You can see that having an elastic inside it kind of gives it a distorted look, so you have to handle it this way. So before you pin that area, you stretch. Just follow up what I'm doing. You stretch so that what you have, it will look flat, it won't look ruffled. So the essence of pinning it is to avoid having like a folded crease by the time you're doing the work, because most times if you don't pin it and you just go ahead to stitch, it will just be squeezing and all of that. But the pin helps to put things in place and serves as a guideline. So you can see I'm stretching it. Before I pin the part where I have the elastic, I have to stretch it out so that I'll get the right positioning that I need to have. Of course, I'll go to the center and pin the center down so that it won't be like squeezing, like a one-sided kind of squeeze. The essence of adding the gum stay also is for stability, to be able to stabilize the fabric, because when you don't stabilize it, it can easily squeeze and go to one side, it can easily move to the left or move to the right. But by the time you stabilize it, it will be fairly stable. It won't be that too difficult to manage. So always make sure you tuck in the other part, that's the downside, the first part where you stitch the down part of the band, and it's always comes off, like comes out, so you just have to like tuck it in so that it will be neat. You can see how I'm tucking it in now. You tuck it in so that it will be very neat. So no pressures, just take it easy, step by step, gradually, and I assure you you'll get a very good result by the time you're done with this whole thing. So if you're looking for a physical fashion school to enroll in at ENUGU, we are at 48 Nene Street, opposite Crane School, Oguini Layout, ENUGU. It's EREX Academy of Fashion. On this channel, I have a lot of amazing videos on the interiors of our fashion academy, our class activities, and all of that. So if you noticed, I didn't pin all the way through from the left. After a while, I had to go to the other end to avoid that same creasing, like it will crease to one side. So I had to move from the left so that I'll now centralize everything. So you start from the left, you go back, you go over to the right and start pinning to avoid having a scattered and rough look on your band. This part is very important, and you have to have a mindset of excellence to actually do a good job, because some people will just do it anyhow and have a very rough finish. So if you want to order any of my books, you can order on Amazon or you can order in Nigeria. The books are in ebook. We have the ebook version, we have the hard copy version. They are pattern making books that teach you how to make calculations for female clothing, draft patterns for female clothing, errors that you may actually encounter while making this clothing. And the good thing is that you always have access to ask questions at any point that you're confused. So just keep watching this video and don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. Okay, so we've gotten to the center, and so far I'm not having any crease line. So just pinning it and tucking it in to ensure that everything is looking all neat and clean. So you can check out my other videos. I have a video on how to make a mermaid skirt, a video on how to make 6-piece skirt. I have so many amazing, very detailed videos. Like if you know this channel, you just know that if it's not detailed, we're not dropping it on this channel. So just check out my channel and you see a lot of detailed videos. Then if you want to have more detailed courses, more online courses, you can just click on the link in the description box to enroll for any of our online courses. So look how it is. I just pinned it, like I've not even stitched it. The waistline is already looking very clean. So at this point I have to start running my stitches. You can see it. You can see the inside looks clean, the outside looks clean. You can see my tired face. I had to do this towards the close of work. So I'll start stitching from this end. I normally use my border stitching techniques. I make sure that the inner edge of my presser foot must sit at the outer edge of the band. That is the only way I get to stitch the edges of a band without making a mess, like without having messed up stitches. So if any part is coming out, you can use a sharp object to push it in nicely and very neatly. So you step it down and go ahead to start running your stitches. Guys, this is a secret. Like, this is a secret to having very neat stitches. So this time around, I'm not even concerned with the stitches again. All I'm concerned with is keeping my eyes on the presser foot. I keep my eyes on the presser foot and make sure that the inner edge of the presser foot is sitting directly on the outer edge of the band. So guys, in this video you're not just learning how to fit elastic to a side band, you're also learning how to have very neat edge stitches, because it's so tiny that you cannot use your measuring tape to do it. So that's why I have to do this. So do you see what I'm doing around the band area? I'm stretching it. As I'm stitching, I'm stretching it. So now I'm just going to keep quiet so that I just watch. Remove your pins before you get to that point. It's an act of laziness for you to finish stitching and then you now have pins all over the outfit. It's an act of laziness and negligence. Please don't do that. Before you get to the pin, take off the pin. The pin is just to help you, not to wound you or to wound your clients that you're making the clothes for. Do you see how I'm stretching it? I've gotten to the point where the elastic is kind of having creases and it's getting in the way of my stitches. You just go ahead and stretch it. So use your hand to hold it in place. Hold it in place to make sure that it doesn't get scattered as you're stitching it, like it doesn't move and all of that. So irrespective of the gum stay that we attached, somehow it still has some small instability issues, but you have to use your hand. One hand to the left, one hand to the right, then pin it. So pin it and then run your stitches gradually. I'm not in a hurry. I take it easy. When it gets to this, I have to take it easy. Easy wins the race. Remember, always remove the pins before you get to the pins. Can you see? Easy. Take it easy. So if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, you are wrong. Please click on the subscribe button, like this video and share it so that your friends can also see and learn. So I've gotten midway to the band, so I'm going to start from the other end now. I'm not going to stitch all the way because if I stitch all the way, there are going to be creases all the rest of the way. So I'm going to stitch from this other end for stability. I need it to be straight and I need it to be neat. So you can order a copy of my book on Amazon. If you're not in Nigeria, you can order the ebook. You can contact the number on the screen, or you can contact you can just chat us up with the link on WhatsApp and get a copy of the ebook. You can also get the hard copy in Nigeria. You can also get the hard copy on Amazon. Hard copy, ebook, all available. So if you want to register for a physical fashion school in ENUGU, we are at 48 Main Street, opposite Queen School, Ogun Layout, ENUGU. So you can check out some videos on the channel of the interiors of the academy and some very beautiful work from our students. Follow us on Instagram at EREX Fashion. We are also on TikTok. Oh yes, we post a lot at EREX Fashion. EREXFASHION. Press it down, step down, take it easy, remove your pins, run your stitches, We're gradually approaching the center and we're gradually coming to the end of the video. Gradually. Do you know that trending Victorian corset? I have a very wonderful video on how to make it from the very scratch. So just click on the link in the description box, or you can just go through the videos on my channel. You see that training Victorian corset pattern drafting, as well as many other amazing detailed videos that I post on this channel. So you go ahead to stitch, getting to the end, and now we are done with the stitching of the band. Guys, this is it. So this time around we're going to cut off our thread, cut to the front and then cut to the back. So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to give it this nice look, like we just run a stitch on top of the band. You can actually still leave it like this if you want it to be like this too, but then we want to run a stitch on top of the band. I always take my time to cut off my excess threads because I don't want them to be on the fabric making me look untidy. So So I'm going to run a stitch on top of the side piece of the band. That's from the starting point of the band to the ending of the band. Let's just see how I'll do it. So first you just put it back. You know where your band started now. You stretch it. You step down your stitch. You can mark it with a chalk if you're not sure. Then you stretch it. Drag and stitch. Drag and stitch, and that is the only way that you're going to have. That's the only way you're going to have that crease signature effect by the side, without just having that bulgy kind of thing. Can you see it? So you back stitch, you cut off all your excess threads, and you also do the same thing to the other side. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? Have you followed us on Instagram yet? Please do follow. I'd like to connect with you on Facebook. My Facebook name is EREX. Follow us